Good morning and welcome to the Ferrum.com Coaches Show. I'm delighted to be here today with head coach Adam Crawford, head golf coach that is, and assistant women's basketball coach, and senior or junior player, and it's good to have you on here. Keegan Howver.
Yes, sir.
Keegan, you have a special treat coming up. Do you want to talk about what you're going to do here this weekend?
Tomorrow we're going to be headed out, actually flying to my hometown. We're going to play an event down in California. And luckily for us, I mean, it's going to be a little nicer. We're going to stay at my house, so it's good to see everybody at home. And sometimes you don't want some people to be there, but you got to survive with it. No, but it's good. I mean, we're going to go down there, and we're playing a lot of good schools, to be honest with you. The competition is tough down there. I wouldn't say it's because any team's better or any player's better, but, I mean, you play golf in California, you're practicing pretty much year-round.
Right, right.
They don't really deal with any snow or any sort of winter at all.
And you've had a tough winter. I mean, you've had a tough practice window here to prepare for the season, haven't you?
I mean, I got lucky enough spring break. I mean, I went home for a week, so I was able to practice.
Sure.
But, I mean, a lot of the guys on our team, even if they wanted to practice, everything was shut down anyway. They couldn't do anything.
And this is in Southern California, and it's a pretty good-sized tournament. How many teams are
there will
in
be
the tournament?
there will be 15 teams there. Ourselves and Huntington, more so from the East Coast, and then the rest of the field. I think there's one or two teams from Texas, and then the rest are from the West Coast.
Are they Division III or?
It's a full Division III field.
Division III, great. So Keegan, you're going home. That'll be great, and glad you could do that. I'm going to talk about your buddy, your coach and your mentor here, Adam, and Adam, your assistant women's coach, and you came from Floyd. I remember when you worked at the Great Oaks Country Club on the course, and you were in high school. You were a member of a pretty good Floyd County high school team, won 2 state championships, 2001, 2002. And you came to Ferrum and played for the legendary Ray Corn. Did you?
No, actually, I didn't play for Coach Corn.
Okay.
We actually had a few coaches during my time. Coach Kinder recruited.
Okay.
He was here,
Coach Kinder,
and then he left my freshman year.
The legendary Jerry Jones.
Yeah. So I think
California guy.
We had, and then the last 2 years was under Coach Harvey. So,
Coach Harvey.
Yeah, but it was a lot of fun. And,
Yeah.
I enjoyed my time here, and that was one of the reasons to come back, the opportunity to come back, and I love every second of it. It's not like work at all.
Yeah.
It's fun to help have an impact on these guys, and gals, and the way that my life was impacted.
Yeah, you get to spend time with guys like Keegan, and that's a treat most of the time, I guess. But
I wouldn't say that all the time.
But you had a good career here. I know you were a good student. You were an honor student, and that's important. We're here to educate these young folks, and what a great education to go to California. I mean, it'll be a really neat trip for these guys that have never been.
Yeah, I mean, I think the whole initial thought of it was, it was for Keegan. Anybody
exactly.
that I feel like it's important to, he's away from home, clear across the country.
It's tough.
And, that's not easy.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter.
Can't do your laundry on weekends.
That's right. It doesn't matter if you're at Ferrum or if you're at a bigger school where there's a lot of things going on. Like, you're still away from home, and it's easy to get homesick. So, that was something that was very important that I wanted to try to do. And, he's just a junior, but I didn't want to wait until his senior year.
Yeah,
exactly. May not work out. Right. And, so when I contacted the coach out of the University of Laverne as the host school, and last spring, and basically his thing was they were trying to get the best field possible, and so I told our guys it was going to basically based on performance. How did we, did we give ourselves a chance to get into the field? And our fall season we played pretty well, and I think we earned it. And so like I said, it's for Keegan, but the experience for the guys going out there, like it's something that they may not have a chance to do any other time in their life.
Yeah, exactly.
And so that, and then it's always good for recruiting. When you can tell recruits that, our spring schedule, we played 5 tournaments, we're in 5 different states, and the only time we're in Virginia, we're playing Ballyhack.
Yeah.
Which hosts the Virginia State Open. Right. That's
April 3rd.
Yeah, it's Easter. Easter weekend.
Right.
We play Good Friday and the final rounds on Saturday.
And this is Ballyhack, a place where people fly in to play it.
Right, yeah.
Have members, I think the Currys are members, Steph
Coach
Curry
Beamer's
plays there, Beamer, one of the Peyton Manning maybe, or his brother.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Somebody, but there's some famous folks that
it's a nice golf course.
Yeah.
It's a tough golf course, so I'm curious to see how the teams will handle it. But it'll be a fun test.
Yeah. Well, Keegan, how do you think the season's gone so far for you?
I think we started off pretty good. I mean, like we said earlier, going into Jekyll Island's not an easy tournament by any means, but once you go into Jekyll, and we haven't really had anything going off of it with the winter that we had. I mean, I thought we did really well. We had, I think what was most impressive probably on the first day was that our guys that normally bring it, our top guys, we just weren't there.
Right.
And it wasn't necessarily terrible, but the other guys behind us were able to come and back it up a lot. So I thought it went pretty well. We came out on the last day, played good rounds, and had a couple rounds on the bar, and we took care of business pretty much.
Yeah, out of 30 teams, you finished 13th, and that's decent. And tell us about your major at Ferrum. What are you studying?
I major in sports management.
Okay.
So I deal a lot with business and hopefully help get into the golf industry later on.
Right. Have you worked in the golf industry yet?
Yeah, I work
at home.
I work at my home course a lot when I get home there. I mean, I practice there a lot too, but I'm able to help out and work in part of it too.
Now that's not the course you're playing.
We're going to be the course that we're out at is Tuckwood Canyon, and it's in Beaumont. It's out towards Palm Springs.
Okay. Oh wow!
And I mean that golf course is. I've played it in high school. And we've talked about it with Coach too. It's and if you just look up the golf course, it's gonna be a fun place to play, but it's also going to be a good challenge.
It's a different kind of place to play. But Jekyll Island, Georgia, you get back from there, you go to California, and then you're going to Alabama next week. So. Next weekend is that?
Yeah, we'll fly back in on Wednesday from California, and then
on the red eye.
Yeah, we'll take the red eye back. And fun, good news for these guys. They'll be back in class Wednesday when we get back.
Good.
And we'll give them Wednesday off. After class they can go and sleep, and we'll turn around and we'll leave on Saturday, and then the tournament in Alabama is another Monday, Tuesday event.
And Huntington's
Huntington's the host,
team.
And that'll be another strong field, absolutely.
And you'll see them in California as well.
Yeah, they will be there, and we're seeing them quite a bit this spring.
All right. So then Ballyhack after that.
Yeah,
Roanoke College.
Roanoke College. They're going to host at Ballyhack, and that'll be a lot of the Virginia schools.
Yeah.
There's a couple out of. Most of the ODEX schools will be there, and then ourselves with Averett, I think, out of the conference. And I'm not sure. I think I talked to the coach the other day at the Jekyll Island tournament. I think he said they had about 11 or 12 teams, so he was pleased with the turnout for the Roanoke Spring Invitation.
Yeah.
So.
Then you'll have the USA South tournament in Rocky Mount, North Carolina. That is.
Yeah.
So. You're in a number of different states, and hopefully the weather here will turn and when you get back and be good. But how was the weather in Jekyll Island, Georgia? Beautiful place.
First day it rained a little bit of practice round, and then they had some they thought lightning was coming in pretty strong, so we got called off the course.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, most of us, with the exception of our freshman Landon, most of us had already seen the golf course, so we were kind of just getting used to it again. But the weather after that was pretty good.
Let's go down your roster. First off, this fall semester, your fall season, you had a big win, the Kinder Memorial Tournament. Did you shoot a 69? Somebody shot a 69.
No, Jesse.
Oh,
Jesse. Beat me by one.
Jesse. Okay, but that was quite a tournament to win. Wasn't it?
I think that was just probably that set the tone for the way the season, especially our fall season. You know, one thing that we did different this year was normally in years past that was always our first tournament.
Right.
The Tom Kinder Memorial was always our first tournament. Well, just to change up the travel schedule and to do some things a little bit differently, we opened up at Transylvania's event over in Lexington, Kentucky, and that was the week prior. And you know, so I think getting that first tournament under your belt, and then
especially for some of the young kids.
And then you know, Lakeview's a course that if you go and you play well, like you can score, and it's a good. I think it's good for the players. You know, get them some confidence, and you know, we went up there and we played well, and we were able to get a victory, and I think that gave the guys some confidence moving forward, and I thought we had a good fall. You know, we probably didn't. There were a few events there that we would have liked to finish a little bit better, but in the fall, but you know, and then last week at Jekyll, like I said, the winter. You know, it's always a question mark in my mind of with the weather and how much practice they're getting in, and you know, so Jekyll's all about trying to be as prepared as possible, but also, you know, there's going to be some rust involved. And then we talk about too, everything here is, you know, it's a dirt base, you know, under the soil, and you get over down in Georgia, and it's sand based, and you know that's a little bit of an adjustment that they have to make. And you know, I think our score was best the last day, and I think you know they were becoming more comfortable with it, and you know, hopefully the finish at Jekyll will give them some more confidence, and we can springboard that into playing well the rest of the spring.
California will be more sand-based down in Southern California. Right?
Yeah, it won't be really as bad as Jekyll was.
Right.
But,
okay.
I mean, it's definitely a lot. I just think Jekyll Island, when you go out there to play that golf course, if you're not really used to the sand-based stuff out there, I mean, it can really get you. I know it got to some of our guys. It got to me as well in the first couple of days. And once you get used to it, though, like I was telling Coach in the last round that I can't remember what hole I was on, probably 5th, 6th hole, and I told him, I was like, it finally looks like we got some rust off. Just around the greens. I mean, everybody is normally going to hit the ball around the same, but we started to kind of shake that rust off around the greens in the last round.
Okay. Let's go down your roster and call these guys out a little. Maybe you could tell me some things, and you can tell me some things about them. Brandon Bailey, we'll go alphabetically to be fair, out of Vinton.
Yeah, Brandon, he's a sophomore. Brandon's I think he's a really good player. And I think right now he's got probably the lowest stroke average on the team. And I don't know that he fully understands how good he can be. You know, in golf, which there's a few guys on our team that hit it a long way. Keegan's one of them, but Brandon's got a lot of power, and you know, but it's harnessing that, and managing your game a little bit better, and just having, like we talk about, I think a competitiveness and you know, and once he I think continues to mature, I think the sky's the limit. He's got a natural ability to play, and
I know he had a great hay school, really good high school.
He was a really good player in high school, and you know, somebody I recruited really hard. Was glad that he ended up here, and he's been a good asset to have.
Nice kid, down to earth. What any secrets you want to reveal about Brandon? Maybe we shouldn't go too deep.
He's a picky eater. We'll say that. If it's not, you know,
he's not eating a salad.
That makes my job a little. When we go to eat, you know, you got to find somewhere that has chicken nuggets. That's about it. That's about the extent of his diet.
Running fueled on chicken nuggets. Okay, freshman Tanner Brooks from Jesse's hometown.
Yeah, Tanner is he's a freshman, and him and Jesse played. They played on the same high school team under Coach Mike Williams at Rockingham County in North Carolina. I think Tanner, he'll be he's a good player now. I think just the way I think sometimes he gets in his own way at times, and puts too much pressure on himself at times, and and that's just the way he is. He's high strung, and but just a super guy, and made the dean's list his first semester here.
Yes, he did. Yeah.
And so got off to a good start academically, which is always good. And I think his future will be bright. He works at it extremely hard. He's passionate about it.
Sure.
And I think sometimes that's a good thing, and I think sometimes that can be a hindrance. Because you care so much. Like I think he puts so much pressure on himself to do well that he gets in his own way at times. But I think over the next few years, I think Tanner he'll make progress by leaps and bounds, and he'll be a good player for us.
Guys like Keegan will take him under his wing and loosen him up a little bit.
Yeah, they do that quite a bit. Yeah.
I'm sure they do. And then we've got Keegan here.
Yeah, Keegan. He's been a good player ever since he stepped on campus. But I think things that he would in any sport as they get older, it's just the maturity that you see.
Sure.
I think when Keegan was a freshman, probably the same thing. We go back to course management, and then I think something that he had to adapt to was, we talk about being from California, was playing in not so great weather all the time.
Right.
If it rains in California, he's just taking that day off.
Yeah.
So when we played in a few tournaments and it's cold and it's raining, well, you got to play. And he shot some high scores there his first few years, and a lot of times that was under bad weather. But you can't, like we always talk about, you can't make excuses.
Not in sunny California.
You got to figure out a way to play it. And he's done that much better. And another thing we talked about, we were joking before we came on air about his GPAs went up every semester, and his golf averages went down. So that's something a coach wants to see.
That's what you want.
Yeah.
Keegan, I got to ask you, how'd you get to Ferrum, Virginia from Southern California?
It's not really a golf story, to be honest with you, but I played hockey since I was 3 years old.
Oh.
And I got recruited when I was 17 to play junior hockey in Virginia Beach. And once I'd gone down there, I'd always played golf, high school golf in California, everything like that. And so I didn't really play golf to compete. I just it was something to do besides hockey. It was fun to do. I didn't realize I was good at it or anything. And then, the high school coach at Virginia Beach wanted me to play for him, and I did. I ended up playing pretty well, and I made the state tournament. Had a good showing out there, and then lucky enough to come out here finally.
Yeah, great, and no more hockey, huh?
No.
Good scrimmage with the ladies at field hockey.
They probably beat me up pretty good.
Yeah, they might. It's a tough sport. Both of them are tough. How about senior Chandler Marshall?
Chandler.
From Stanton?
Yeah, Chandler has been. One thing I admire about Chandler is it probably hasn't always. He probably hasn't gotten the amount of tournaments throughout his career that he would want, and that's not always an easy thing to stick it out. And, it's a big time commitment to go to golf courses and practice and get back at dark.
And a time commitment.
And this year I think there was one tournament, our last tournament of the fall, that he hasn't been to. So he's grown into his own, and he led us at the Tom Kinder Memorial, and he was on the show in the fall with us. I think he had a 4th place finish. As a coach, you couldn't be any more happy for somebody that has persevered, and it may have not came easy at times, and I know he was frustrated, and he still gets frustrated at times, and that's understandable, and but I couldn't be more happy that to see him continue to grow and to practice and work on it, because all he wants to do is get better, and I think I want to see him finish out this spring on a positive note, and just for his own
been with
sake.
you 4 years. That's
right.
great. He's stuck with it, and that's something to be said before he came in with you. And,
exactly.
And, Landon Prillaman, the star recruit from Rocky Mount,
That's right.
brought his own personal golf coach with him.
Yeah. Landon, he's a quiet
Right.
kid, you know, but I think he's had a pretty good freshman season. You know, I mean, he doesn't get up too up or too down.
Right.
That's his demeanor.
He's
and
even keel.
yeah, and, you know, I think that his scores are indicative of that. And,
he's chilled, isn't he?
But I think as he just, like I said, we talk about all the time, as he continues to mature, I think he will be a really, really solid player. And not that he's not now. He's producing some good scores, and it's just as he becomes a little more comfortable, I think he'll continue to get even better.
Yeah. Of course, you can't talk about him without talking about his dad. And Keegan, this, you know, Jay Prillaman, I don't know if you know this, but he knows more people in this county than anybody. I swear. He is the most connected person in this county. And if you want to find something or do something or whatever, you go to Jay and ask him, and he'll get her done for you.
Yep.
He's an amazing guy. We're real lucky to have him. And he's so good with students. He's good at his job, which is making sure our grounds are nice and they're beautiful. And then he has this quiet, nice kid named Landon.
Jay always joked and say it on air, but they said, he was talking about Jay's, you know, Landon's mom, Kim. Jay said, I guess two negatives do make a positive.
Right.
He always said that, talking about Landon. So.
Right.
But Jay's been a tremendous help to me ever since I've gotten here, and you know, as I said, he's over all our grounds and does a good job, him and his staff. But anything that he's always quick to lend a helping hand if you ever need anything. And like I said, he's our chauffeur to the airport tomorrow when we go to Raleigh. And he'll be there to pick us up on Wednesday.
I'm sure he'd love to be there with you, but he's got to work, and you know, he's just amazing with our agriculture club. I mean, with students. He does so much for this college that people don't know about. And, just love the guy, and been working with him quite a while. And I used to think he was a student here back in the day because he played intramurals and everything. But he just hung out here all the time. It was great. Great. Okay. And Logan Thornton.
Yeah, Logan's been with us.
Another senior.
He's a senior, and he's been with the program for 3 years. And you know, he really hadn't got any taste of tournament action until this year. He was always on the edge.
Yeah,
There were a couple times, you know, as a coach, I had to talk with him, and just about, you know, somebody else is going to the tournament.
Sure.
And he's always handled it.
Yeah.
You know, it wasn't always easy for him, and he handled it with class, and he continued to work. And always worked and got better. And, you know, he played in their last event of the fall, and 2-day total of 152, you know, average of 76. And then he went and he played as our 5-man this week at Jekyll. Led us the first day with a 75.
Boy, that's something.
And he's just been, every time I put him in those situations, he's produced.
Yeah.
And you can't say enough about somebody that does that. And, you know, so the same thing like I said about Chandler. I want to see Logan. You know, he probably hasn't gotten in the lineup as much as he would have liked personally, but every time he has, he's rose to the occasion, and I'd like to see him, you know, these last few tournaments he's got left of his career, I want to see him go out on a positive note and finish it off right.
Yeah. He's another Burlington or North Carolina guy from Burlington. Anything to add about Logan?
I mean, like we said, we were talking about Jekyll. I mean, Logan's a big key to that. We were talking about that earlier, and Coach and I talked about it before. Was that probably our top 3 guys? I mean, I know myself, Brandon, Jesse. We didn't really like the way the first day turned out. Nobody was really happy about it, but Logan definitely.
Yeah, you had some surprises that carried you.
Logan stepped up and really he saved us coming into that day. So.
Matt Shaw out of Richmond, sophomore.
Matt, he's a sophomore. Matt's a great guy to have around.
His brother went to Ferrum.
Yeah, Chris, his brother. When I first got here, I coached Chris for 2 years, and Matt's now been here with us for 2 years. And Matt's just a guy that everybody likes being around. He doesn't take anything too seriously, and he keeps the guys loose. And you know, he's great to have on the team and be a part of it. And you know, we enjoy having him around.
So then, anything about Matt there?
Probably the funniest kid I've met.
Right, right. He keeps you loose.
I play with him every single day
Right,
of practice,
great.
just so I don't have to be too serious.
Right. Jesse Wall, the sophomore, guy I know pretty well, Reedsville, North Carolina.
Yeah, Jesse's, you know, he's a kid I recruited, came up to visit, and then, you know, I recruited him pretty hard and wanted him, and liked, you know, because I knew he's a good student, good kid,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and happened to be a good player, and
USA South, all academic.
yeah, and you know, we're fortunate to have him, and
We sure are.
you know, we go back and forth with each other, you know,
Right.
picking on each other,
Yeah.
but you know, he's going to actually, he's listed as a sophomore, but you know, a pretty phenomenal feat is he's in our
Right.
education. Both of his
Right.
parents are educators, and
Yeah.
he wants to actually wants to take his dad's position and
Right.
as a
Basketball.
teacher and as a girls basketball coach in
Right.
Rockingham County, and so I think Jesse's going to graduate in 3 years.
Yeah.
So I think next year will be his final year, and you know, for somebody to graduate in 3 years, and to have good grades and
Yeah.
be successful on the in the sports
Yeah.
that you play. That says a lot about the person and their work ethic and their
Yeah.
character. So
He's a leadership fellow for us at Ferrum, and does some things. You know, his coaching is part of that.
right,
Part of that, and you know, he helps you
He helps
as
us
the
on-
basketball coach, and he's a great help to you. And
right.
he just loves it. He says he's learned so much from Coach Harvey and from
Right.
you. I'm sure he's learned a lot from you, Keegan.
Oh yeah, just like the little brother I never met.
Right. All right. And again, he was academic all conference, and then you have a great assistant. He's the head coach in basketball, and then you're the head coach in golf. And he did help coach you in golf at one point.
He coached me for 2 years, and you know, he's probably one of the main reasons he tried. Anytime I'd come back, I never thought at all about coaching and
basketball, but you played and you had a good high school career.
We talked when
But
I was
that's
here.
not
We
the same as
talked
college.
basketball all the time.
Right.
And, you know, it's a sport that probably not the greatest player, but
Right.
love it. And same thing with and then golf. You know, it came a little easier
Yeah.
athletically, but you know, I love them both equally. And with March Madness starting today,
Oh boy,
I'll have
it's
the
fun.
TV tuned in, and
Yeah.
I'll watch basketball
Yeah.
all day.
Yeah,
It'll be
it's
a
a
lot
great
of
it's a
fun.
great sport, college basketball. I love it. And so yeah, you have your wife who's also here at Ferrum once in a while, Kayla.
Yeah, she's actually a student. She's
Right.
with my schedule these days and 2 kids now. I guess she wanted to change her career path, and so she's in the education department, and she'll graduate next year as well, and look to get a job as a teacher. She wants to be an elementary teacher and have those summers off with the kids
Yeah.
and things like that.
Right.
So
So you're really juggling kids and travel and
yeah, when you have a
right.
2-year-old or
Right.
2.5-year-old and
Tell us about your kids.
Keegan, little Keegan is what we call him. And
Did you name him after?
No.
It's a good name. It's a good Irish name.
And
Gotta like that.
but he's 2.5, and he's all boy and 2.5-year-old. You know, he's on the
Right.
go, and
He has a great haircut.
yeah.
A little
And he
spiky.
loves coming to the college and hanging out and
Right.
watching the basketball games. And he came when we hosted the event at Old Mill in the fall.
Right.
He came out to the practice round and walked with the guys during the
Right.
practice round. He just thought that's the coolest
Yeah.
thing, you know, to watch them hit.
Yeah.
And then little Cameron, she's 9 months old, so
9 months.
she doesn't really know what's going on yet.
Right. Now she may be your golfer. Huh?
She may be. I don't know. She's pretty. Every time she's in the top percentile height wise. So
Oh, good.
you know,
Good.
she may be a basketball player.
Great.
We'll see.
Great. All right. Well, we're running out of time here. Gary Holden's looking a little nervous up there, the director. But it's been great talking to you and meeting with you, Keegan, and Coach. It's always great to have you, Coach Adam. And Vicki Van Cleek next week. Vicki is the head softball coach, has been for many years, and will be retiring at the end of this year, and she's really having a great season. And I know we're really happy about that. She has a 14-4 record, and they just came off a couple of wins, so I know that'll be fun. Talking to Vicki Van Cleek. And until next week, this is Dave Newcombe saying so long.